Hello. In this video, we're going to be going over assignment 5 over color. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to look at the basic color harmonies, and I'm going to kind of walk you through what they are, how they work, what they look like, and then we'll kind of look at some examples along with the assignment. So all these you can find online on Blackboard under the assignment. This is the first assignment PDF. First off, what is a color harmony? You might have heard it before, maybe you haven't. A color harmony, it refers to the property that certain aesthetically pleasing color combinations have. So typically when a combination of colors are put together and they look good, that is a color harmony. And typically there's a name for that specific one, and depending on what you're looking at, there is a method to the madness behind it, right? And so that is a color harmony. So we're going to look at kind of the main ones. There's many more than this, but these are kind of the main core color harmonies that you will see. So monochromatic is the first one. So in this color harmony, a single color is used plus the tints and the shades of that same color. So we'll do violet or purple, and then you add white to it, and it's going to get lighter and lighter and lighter, but it's still that same purple. Or you add black to it, and it's going to get darker, 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 right? So all the shades and tints of this color is monochromatic. So a black and white image is monochromatic because there's only that one from black to gray to white, right? So with this, it would be purple, super dark purple, light purple, and all the shades in between. That's what monochromatic is. So the result is a smooth, comfortable in the eyes color scheme. And this is one color scheme that can be used with all the other color schemes. And we'll kind of show you how that works in a minute. But this is the first one. This is the most easy one. Probably the one you have heard of if you've only heard of one. This is a pretty simple one that most people have seen. Analogous is the next one. In this color harmony, it's a group of 3 colors next to each other on the color wheel. So this is what the color wheel is. You've probably seen it before, maybe in elementary school, maybe if you've taken art classes, you've seen this. So analogous is just 3 colors next to each other on the color wheel. So this is an example. It could be these 3, it could be these 3, it could be any 3. But it's just 3 colors next to each other on the color wheel. So with these color schemes, they usually work well together, and they create a serene and comfortable design. And they're often found in nature, and they're pleasing to the eye. So if you think of the ocean or water or anything like that, these kind of 3 colors are going to come up, right? If you think of the forest, nature, grass, you're going to have these 3 colors kind of coming up together. You think of the desert or the warm sun or anything like that, you're going to have like these 3 that are coming up, right? So it's just 3 colors next to each other on the color wheel, and then you would use those colors in your design. And so where monochromatic can come into this is you could, let's say you're having these 3 colors, you could have all the different shades and tints of this color, shades and tints of this color, and shades and tints of this color. So you could have like a red, a darker red, a lighter red, this kind of maroon color. You could have a darker version, a lighter version. For orange, you could have a darker and a lighter version. So you could have more than just 3 colors in that color scheme. If it's the monochromatic of each, you could use a couple colors from that for each, if that makes sense. So that's how monochromatic can be applied within this. But it's just 3 colors next to each other is what analogous is. Complementary is 2 colors opposite of each other on the color wheel. So this is high contrast, and it creates a vibrant look. So you'll see this a lot in sports or any type of advertising for a company. A lot of times you'll see complementary colors. So purple and gold, orange and blue, like the Astros, Christmas, red and green. It's just 2 colors opposite of each other on the color wheel. And that's what complementary is. And so like you could add monochromatic in this, and you could take this blue into a darker version and a lighter version of it, and then this yellow into a darker and a lighter as well, so that your design is complementary, but you've got more than just 2 colors, right? You can still use these two colors, but then the monochromatic within them to add some variety to yours. Split complementary is the next one. So this is just complementary, but instead of it being like the red and the green, it's red, and then you're going to split the opposite. So it's the color to the left of that and the color to the right. So that's why it would be split. So you take the complementary and then you split the complement. So it's 1, 2, 3 colors. So it's pretty similar to complementary, but it kind of adds a little bit more variety into it, adds some more color. And typically you use this color as the main color, and then these are kind of used as the accents. So you kind of say, this is my main color I'm using, and I'm going to add these in, kind of add some accents and some variety to it, right? So that's split complementary. Triad's the next one. And so it's 3 colors that are equally spaced out on the color wheel. So you do orange, skip 3, then you do this green, skip 3, and you do this purple, and then there's 3. So it's just 3 that are spread out on the color wheel. Or if you look at it in terms of split complement, if this was complementary, you split it, you just go one further, and split complement becomes triad. And so this is kind of the same thing where typically you're going to pick one of these colors as the main color. The other 2 are used as accents, but it'd just be these 3 colors, and then you could add the monochromatic versions of each if you needed to add more to that. Warm colors. So these are typically the warm colors on the color wheel. So there'll be one part of this assignment where you have to use warm colors. These are the colors we're looking at. As opposed to cool colors, it's more here. And kind of on the edge, it can go either way. Sometimes this can look more warm, and this could look more warm depending on what is being used. But typically this side is your warm, or this side's your warm, this side is the colors that are cool, right? So that's the kind of the basics of color harmonies. So for this assignment, you're going to be creating a different design for each, and you're going to be doing a color harmony for each design. So you're going to create a design. It can be whatever design you want. I want you to fill the entire slide with shapes, and then the colors you use will have to be monochromatic, right? So pick a color, use all the shades and tints of that color, and only use those colors for all the shapes on your slide. Then you're going to make a new design, so not the same design, do a different one. And then you're going to pick colors that are analogous, and then you're going to only use those colors to make another design for complementary, another one for split, and then another one for triad. So I'll show you an example here in a minute of what that looks like. And then for the next one, part 2, so you're just creating these 5 designs, and then these 4. So you have a warm summer day, a cool winter storm. So you would use colors that would fit with a warm summer day, colors that would fit with a cool winter storm. And then this is where you kind of get to be creative and pick the colors that you feel work. And you can use any of these and any of these to kind of go with it. But what colors would go for a dark and gloomy room, and then a technical space? These are kind of the 2 ones where you kind of get to be creative and do whatever you want. So whatever fits. There isn't a wrong answer. I just want to see kind of what you can come up with and what you feel when you hear that, what colors come to mind, right? So you're going to do one slide for each, and you're going to fill that whole page with a design, and you're going to use the colors that fit for that color harmony. So here's an example. So they pretty much filled this whole slide. They put just random shapes all around, and they only use shades of green, right? So this is all monochromatic shades of green. The next one, analogous. They just put all these shapes on the page, created a cool design. And for analogous, they used the purple, the pink, and then that bluish color that's next to purple on the color wheel. So they picked those 3 colors that are next to each other. Complementary is two colors opposite of each other, so they used yellow and blue. And for this, they added some different shades of blue and different shades of this yellow color so that they had more to work with, right? It's not just two colors. They added more because they used the monochromatic of each. Triad, three colors opposite of each other on the color wheel. And they actually used the more softer versions of the colors, not the bright colors that from the color wheel. So they took the monochromatic of those three colors and then they just picked different colors off of that. Right? Warm summer day. They used analogous for this because they used all the warm colors. Cool winter storm. They used all the cool colors. Dark and gloomy room. This is kind of the colors that they felt fit with that. And then tentacle space. They were missing that on their portfolio. So I have under Blackboard, I have many different examples as well. So if you go to the assignments for color, I've got a bunch of different examples attached right here that you can look through. I've even got some labeled out: analogous, complementary, monochromatic. So you can see a bunch of different examples I posted here. So make sure you look at that as well to kind of see some other ideas. But that's kind of what we're looking at. The last thing I wanted to show you, and let me pull this down so you can see it. If you go to color.adobe.com, this is going to take you to the Adobe Color website. So this is a free website that Adobe has created that lets you see a bunch of color harmonies, which is the ones that we're using, and it lets you look at everything and even kind of use those colors in your designs. So if you look here over on the left, you can see the color wheel. This is the color wheel, and then you can pick which color harmony rule you want. So analogous, monochromatic, triad, complementary, split complementary. Right, so those are the main ones that we're doing. There's a few others, but these are the main ones we're doing. And so let's pick analogous, and I can press on the one in the middle with the little arrow. I can drag it around, and it's going to give me colors that would fit analogous. And so they're doing 5 colors, which is perfectly fine. That's not a big deal. You can leave it just like that. And so maybe you want to pick a design off of these, right? It gives you a hashtag number for each. And so that's how you can put it in. So let me go to office.com real quick. Let me go to Microsoft PowerPoint. Let's make a new presentation. And so I'm using the online version of PowerPoint, but you could use whichever version you have. It might be a little different, but I'll show you a couple different ways you can do it. So let's say I'm going to put in a shape, right? This is my shape. If I go to my shape thing, I can pick the color, and I can go to more fill colors. And on this version for the online, so if you go to your office.com website and you go to PowerPoint, for the online version, you can put hex code right there. And so I can go to my Adobe Color Wheel, and I can copy that and come here, and I can put that number in. Not sure why I didn't copy. Let me just look at it. CA68FD. And there's my color, right? And so now I have one of my colors. Take off the no outline. Now I could insert another shape. more fill colors. And instead of that color, we're going to do this. There we go. All right, and so you can now easily use the colors from here, just copying that hex code. And what it is don't copy the hashtag symbol or the number symbol because it won't paste in there. But if I copy those, I can copy, insert a new shape, go to my shape fill, more fill colors, I can put that in right there. All right, and so that's an easy way you can get those colors in. On some of them, sometimes on the online one it doesn't do that, but if you're on a desktop one and you go to the fill colors and you press more, sometimes an eyedropper pops up. The eyedropper lets you actually pick on something and then it'll select that color. If yours has that option, you can just take a screenshot or a screen snipping of it. So let's say I'm going to copy this right here. Take a screenshot. I can paste that screenshot in. And then I could select this. And let's say obviously on mine it doesn't have that. But if yours did, you could press the more fill colors, go to that eyedropper, and then you could actually click off of that if you wanted to, and it would pick that color for you. So that's another way you can do it, or you can just put in the hex code. So if you go to office.com, that's how you get to your Microsoft account. All of you have that with the University of Houston. So you can go in and then go to the PowerPoint online, and then you could do it that way if you want to here. Just put in that hex code. And then if you're done, you could just go File, Save As, and you could save a copy if you have them all on your computer. All right? And that way when you save that, you could then upload it to Blackboard when you're done. So once again, the website is color.adobe.com, and that's how you can do the how you can pick this. And so you can go to monochromatic, and I can grab this, and it's going to give me monochromatic for anything. I could even adjust this if I want more depth to it, right? And then I can pick whatever color, and then I've got a bunch of different colors I can use for my design. It even shows you it right there. And you can create a free account if you wanted. You don't have to. I mean, it would save it for you. But use this, super simple. It'll let you pick. So let's say if you want colors more soft and muted, you can use it like this, or the full bright colors. It's kind of up to you, right? So that's how this works. I would suggest using this if you're having a hard time figuring out what colors to use. This will make sure your colors are correct, and it's got all the ones that we're going to use right there. All right, so super easy, and it'll help you kind of visually see what colors you like, and it works well. So color.adobe.com, one more time, that's how to do it. So for assignment number 5 over color, that is what we'll be doing. So like I said, there's more examples online, so go check those out. But that's what we're doing for this assignment. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a good day.